the barriers.
Mayor
We need
Olivia
to
Chow is
work
speaking
hard
now at
so
a
that
mobile
it's not
dental
just the
clinic.
seniors
She's making an announcement in Scarborough. Let's listen in.
In these nursing homes, that we need seniors that can, whether they're in a retirement home or aging in place, it would be ideal if this kind of service is available for everyone. Together, we need the oral health care professionals to take good care of seniors so they can eat well, smile well, and age well. I just want to thank all the oral health professionals and all the workers here that provide so much care to every seniors. You are indeed God sent. Now I would like to turn the microphone over to Stan Cho, the Minister of Long-Term Care, to share a few remarks. Minister?
Thank you very much, Mayor. Before I get started, I got to point out Hamid from the dental team here just saved the City of Toronto flag from falling down. He's got the reflexes of Spider-Man over here. Thank you for that. And Mayor, I'm so glad to be joined by you. I really appreciate that you shared the story of your mother, because it's been about 8 months since I was appointed into this role. And the first phone call I made out of the ministry was actually to my parents. And my mom said, "I'm really proud of you, work really hard for our seniors. I'm going to pass the phone to your dad." And my dad heard the news, and then he paused and told me, "And my parents are seniors now. You work for me now." So I gently reminded him that he works for my mother, but, you know, all joking aside, it is absolutely true. We do indeed work for our seniors. So it's a thrill for me every time we come out to a long-term care home, not just to visit with the residents, but to announce some really important initiatives. And today's announcement is simple, but it's part of a larger picture, right? We're providing dental care for low-income seniors in a long-term care home. And what that does is not just provide to the good outcomes that the mayor spoke about. A good smile is indeed the first thing people often see on you, but it's about making sure that seniors have access to the right care in the right place. Look, hospitals play a hugely vital role in our society, but we don't want our seniors going there unnecessarily. I mean, they'll tell you it's not a fun visit and it can be avoided. Let's try and avoid that. Dental care is one of those exact reasons why we should be keeping seniors maybe at the home instead of going to a hospital to get the care that they need. It's part of a larger picture because we are making other investments. Just last year, I introduced a diagnostics program. So if a senior has a minor fall or a minor ailment, they can get diagnosed right in the comfort of their own home. It's about bringing, again, those right diagnostic tools to the home itself. Nurse-led outreach programs, another example. Community paramedicine program, another example. Local priorities fund. These are long lists of investments we are making to provide that quality of care in the right place, as I said. I want to conclude by just saying that Mayor Councillor Thompson and I had a few minutes before we made this announcement to talk to some of the seniors inside, and two individuals in particular, Colin, who's the head of the Residents' Council here at Bendale, and Helena, who's the head of the Family Council, really hit it home for me. And they said that they want to communicate with me about providing those tools for seniors because they see this very much as their home, and I do too. Right? We are building capacity across the province, but we must never lose sight of the fact that these seniors like Helena and Colin are proud of where they live, and they were certainly vocal. Colin, by the way, set the record for the fastest ask to the Ministry of Long-Term Care in history, 35 seconds. He was already talking about a new parking lot. Passionate seniors here at Bendale, thank you again for a wonderful announcement. Thank you to Jennifer Dockery for all that you do as well. I mean, I got a shout out, Carefree and Cummer Lodge in Willowdale, two beautiful municipal homes. And with that, somebody who I have a lot of respect for, I'd like to call up Dr. Eileen Davila, the Chief Medical Officer of Health. Thank you.
Well, we've been listening to some public officials, including Mayor Olivia Chow, speaking at a mobile dental clinic, making an announcement there in Scarborough. We're going to go live right now to Mayor Olivia Chow. She's speaking to reporters. Let's listen in.
It was a tragic situation for everyone involved, for the officer's family, friends, and colleagues, and of course for the person that were charged. The verdict was found by a jury as to what the chief said. I would leave these legal matters to the courts, And operation about police, human resources, it's really up to the chief. In terms of policy matters, it would be for the Police Service Board. It's a tragic situation, and my condolence to everyone that are involved.
Right, but Mayor Chow, as mayor of the city, you know that there is a big issue between the people of Toronto and the trust in the Toronto police. Not only did the chief say what he said, but there was also issues of officers potentially perjuring themselves in the case, contrary to what the evidence was. I mean, this is a big issue in terms of the people and their faith in the police force.
It's important that we establish trust, and it's as I said, in terms of policing or the operations of police and human resources matters. It's really up to the chief, and he has process in place for him to deal with it. As to precise policy, does it needs to be fine-tuned? That's the Police Service Board. We all have a responsibility to work together and trust each other and to maintain that trust. Excuse me. I mean, stayed up very late on the TDC matter. So,
Police Association after the verdict?
no, because yesterday, later in the evening, I was quite. The TDC negotiation, I need to keep an eye on it.
The chief was asked yesterday specifically about perjury and allegations of collusion. So as the mayor, what steps are you hoping that the Toronto Police Service internal investigations at least take to look into this matter to see if it was in fact an issue in this trial?
The chief and the police service has very set policy in place, dealing with officers, dealing with people that may or may not have violated any number of policies. I trust that process. And it's really, at the end of the day, up to the chief to manage the police services. And it's not my place to comment on it. But if it is policy matter that needs to be changed, the Police Service Board, I am sure, will cease on that matter.
In the matter of public confidence in the Toronto Police Service and its transparency, are you hoping that there is a process that's, explored to find out if collusion, if perjury happened?
Where we do have a responsibility to work with each other to establish trust, to earn it every day, and I know that is a priority for us.
Mayor Chow, you're right, he is the police chief, but the police service and his salary are all funded from the city of Toronto. Given that this is a police chief who was unusually political on the budget fight, came out and was behind ads that said, warn people that officers might not show up if City Hall doesn't give you money. Now, yesterday we have him publicly questioning the verdict after a jury trial in which it appeared that his officers might have had misconduct. Do you have full confidence in Chief Demkiw as police chief of Toronto?
I do. And the provincial government has a new Community Safety and Policing Act, which replaced the Police Act previously. And under that act, it is the police chief and the board that deal with the policy and the personnel and the operations of the police service. I think that's important that that division is there right in the Police Act.
When Mr. Zamir originally was granted bail, a number of public officials came out condemning that, including your predecessor, John Tory, including Premier Doug Ford, including the police chief of the day, and certainly the police union. Now, a lot of people are questioning whether they should have, given what we now know, in fact, that the man was not guilty of any crime at all. Do you take any lesson from that?
Okay. The verdict was found by a jury. Everyone that had been charged is presumed to be innocent until there's a decision either by the judge or the jury. It's not for me to comment. Hindsight, I guess, is 20/20. That's why I'm always very reluctant to to comment on issues that are in front of the courts.
Mayor Chow, you did say that the chief, but you said a few times that the chief is responsible for overseeing police and kind of what happens there. But who's responsible for overseeing him in comments like he was hoping for a different outcome for a man that was proven innocent, and the evidence shows that he did not have intent to kill that police officer?
Under the Community Safety and Policing Act, which is established by the Ontario government, is the Police Service Board that that deals directly with the police chief.
I guess just plain and simple, should the people of Toronto still have faith in the chief and in the Toronto police?
Yes, they should.
Last question over here.
My question goes to the hotels as a temporary shelter. You know, some local residents are worried about the politics. For example, drug abuse and environment problem. So my question is, are there any measures to address this concern? And do you have any long-term solution?
Yes. I believe you're talking about the Delta Hotel that is in Scarborough that are housing a lot of homeless people. There is a transition happening right now to transition some of the homeless folks that require a lot of care, a lot of support to places that could offer that, and open up some of the spaces for refugees, claimants that may require less support but still need a shelter over their head. The eventual plan is to return the hotel to be a hotel, and as we at the City of Toronto has a plan, a capital project to build eight homeless shelters for both refugees, claimants, and homeless people. As we build them, some of them are modular, it can come online quite quickly. We will be phasing out the use of this hotel.
We've been listening to Mayor Olivia Chow. She's in Scarborough for an announcement, but she's also taking lots of questions from reporters regarding the verdict in the Umar Zamir trial.